Our friend Ken Decoster's here from Crime Stoppers in the Sheriff's Office. How are you?
Riley, I'm great. How are you?
Good to have you back from your break. We enjoyed following your travel log while you were gone.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Seattle, Vancouver. Where else did you send shots from? You did like the four-pane shots.
San Juan Island off the coast of Washington, group of islands out there. My wife, Christina, is from a town called Bellingham, which is about an hour and a half north of Seattle, depending on traffic. And you can usually depend on traffic in Seattle being crazy. So we landed in Seattle, spent a few days up in Bellingham, drove up to Vancouver one day. The border between the U.S. and Canada in that neck of the woods, there is a beautiful park, and there's a big arch called the Peace Arch. It's really quite a park. Vancouver's gorgeous.
Yeah, I've heard that.
We were blessed with very nice weather. In fact, when I think of Seattle, I think of clouds, rain.
Like this would be a nice day in Seattle.
But actually, they've had a drought there this summer. A friend of mine, or a friend of my wife's actually, said they had over the course of the summer 56 straight days without any precipitation.
I didn't think they went 56 minutes without precipitation.
Neither did I, but we had a lot of sunshine and gorgeous weather, and I'm glad to be back.
And coffee on every corner, and then mid-block, and then middle of the street. And
it's funny you should say that, Riley. The public market, Pike's Market, I believe it's called. It's sensational. Just the tourists, the crowds, just the vendors. But the original Starbucks, established in 1981, is at Pike's Market. Walked by there and took a picture being a tourist.
Couldn't afford to go in, but the photograph was fine.
And it's funny. The line of people waiting to get in the original Starbucks with, God, I don't know.
Just to say they were at the original
exactly
Starbucks?
Right. Was a couple blocks long. And I said,
no.
I am not waiting in line for a cup of coffee. I'm sorry.
I've got a I Heart Seattle t-shirt to get.
Yes.
Nice. That sounds like a great trip. And I haven't been up there, in many, many, many years. And unfortunately, when I was up there, it poured. We were there for 4 days. It poured for 4 solid days.
Wow.
And I just wondered, how do you people live with
like
this here?
I know.
And the people I met were very cheerful and nice. And I thought, man, if there were any place where a dark cloud would hang over someone's head, it would be Seattle. But no, they seem to get used to it.
They love their Seahawks. They're getting ready for the upcoming NFL season.
That and soccer. They love their soccer there
Seattle
as well.
Sounders play in the same
stadiums
football stadium, or the same stadium that the Seahawks play in.
Yeah, and
the
they
baseball
draw.
stadium and the football stadium. I'm drawing a blank on their names now. Is it PNC? No, Safeco Field is where the Mariners play, and frankly, I forget the name of the stadium where the Seahawks and the Sounders play, but they're right next to each other.
Okay, yeah. And all right, so next time you guys are up there, or if you were thinking, should we go? I think Ken has given a fine pitch that you should visit the Pacific Northwest.
Thumbs up.
Any Bigfoot hunting?
No.
Okay.
No.
I figured you would tell us if you encountered it, or at least there'd be a reward of some sort listed. You got crime-related matters with you?
Yeah, I wanted to mention something that's in this morning's paper that Jeff Kolke, the Register Star, wrote regarding a new law requiring Illinois police academies to provide probationary officers with training to recognize signs of post-traumatic stress that they may experience on the job. The law is named for the late Greg Lindmark, a widely respected Rockford Police Department officer who rose through the ranks to become deputy chief, leading the Rockford Police Detective Bureau. Greg Lindmark took his own life in February of 2015 after retiring from a 26-year career. State Representative John Cabello, himself a Rockford police officer who worked with Greg Lindmark, sponsored the law. Cabello said he hopes it will raise awareness among officers, arm them with suicide prevention strategies, and warn them about the dangers of cumulative stress that can come with responding to sometimes gruesome crime and accident scenes. Governor Rauner signed the bill into law this past Friday.
Outstanding.
And Mayor McNamara made the following quote, "This law is a beautiful tribute to a man I knew and really looked up to." McNamara proclaimed this week Officer Greg Lindmark Memorial Law Week. And Riley, you obviously know a lot of police officers, current and retired. And when you think about police officers who work especially in medium-sized towns like Rockford, large urban centers like Chicago, the amount of stress they undergo, the crime scenes that they are a part of, they report to or they respond to, the accident scenes, the amount of stress that they routinely witness and feel and take home with them. This is an important law. And I just hope that people take into account the stress that police officers, especially the officers in cities like Rockford, encounter and feel. You're
not often seeing people at their best. You're seeing people at their worst. You're not seeing people during the best moments of their life. You're seeing people during the worst possible moments of their lives. Mm-hmm. And tomorrow, you're going to do it all over again. Right. So, yeah, you talk about the cumulative buildup there, not knowing anything about being on the job myself nor pretending to, but just from what my brother-in-law recently retired. And
I know you know several former and current Rockford police officers very well and talk to them, and it's an extremely difficult, stressful job.
Absolutely, and they're to be saluted for it. So that's outstanding, and I'm glad tribute was paid as well.
Riley, as you know, the kids are back in school.
Yes.
And actually, my daughters, I have a 5th grader and now a kindergartner who went to school for the first time yesterday. And I bring this up just to remind motorists, hey, school buses are out and about.
Yes.
Kids are at bus stops. Just be a little extra
Kids
cautious.
Are walking back and forth between schools and all that. Yeah, it takes some time.
Yes, take some time and just be a little bit extra cautious as the kids are walking to and from bus stops.
Yeah, because as you've probably seen, if you've driven for more than 12 minutes, they're not looking for you. You need to look for them.
Speaking of driving with extra care, we're coming up to the Labor Day holiday weekend in a couple of weeks. The end of summer is traditionally marked by the Labor Day holiday, often celebrated through picnics, pool parties, and other gatherings. Sadly, the Labor Day holiday season also can be one of the deadliest because of motor vehicle crashes related to drunk and drug-impaired drivers. Once again, the Winnebago County Sheriff's Department is joining the Illinois Department of Transportation to stop drunk and drug-impaired drivers and to help save lives. The high-visibility enforcement campaign, Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over, runs through yesterday, August 21st, through the early morning hours of Monday, September 5th. During this period, Riley, law enforcement agencies from across the state will show zero tolerance for impaired drivers. Officers will also be looking for seatbelt law violators. This comprehensive effort aims to reduce impaired driving and help make zero fatalities a reality on Illinois roads. And once again, if you've had a couple of pops, have somebody else drive, call a cab,
call Uber. You really don't have an excuse anymore.
Just don't make a mistake that could not only ruin your life, but to ruin other people's lives as well.
And as we said, you don't care about your life or other people's lives. Think about the financial impact. You know, you're talking upwards of $20,000 is going to come out of your pocket. Could be more, could be a little less, but still, I've never had a drink in my life that was worth that kind of money.
No, nor have I. We're looking for the following 4 individuals, Riley. Johnny Hendricks is a 23-year-old black male, 5'6", 180 pounds. He's wanted for a narcotics violation. 47-year-old Laura Bagley is a white female, 5'4", 140 pounds. She's wanted for retail theft. 32-year-old Dexter Fulton, white male, 5'11", 180, wanted for a narcotics violation. And 30-year-old William Shanholzer, white male, 6 feet tall, 180 pounds. He's wanted for a narcotics violation. If you have any information concerning the whereabouts of any of these 4 individuals, or if you have information concerning any suspected criminal activity, give us a call at Rockford Crime Stoppers, 815-963-7867. Call us toll free at 888-769-STOP.
Or rockfordcrimestoppers.com for a look at some of the people that Ken talked about right there. And don't forget, you can get the app as well from the Android store or Apple store, too, for your phone and help Crime Stoppers out that way. All right.
Did you watch the solar eclipse?
A little bit in the backyard with a piece of cardboard that Amy and Spencer cut a hole in, and we looked at some of that. We didn't have the eclipse glasses.
Nor did I.
So I found the whole thing somewhat underwhelming.
As did I, and we had the cloud cover yesterday, unfortunately.
I would be willing to concede, though, sitting in the stadium in Carbondale yesterday must have been very cool because they had the longest duration of darkness, too.
Yes, and I heard you and Joe talking about meteorologist Tom Skilling, the iconic weather guy from Chicago, who was quite emotional having viewed the solar eclipse. And Tom, I've never met Tom. You have?
Yeah, a couple of different times. Been at a couple of functions where he was.
He is truly... I thoroughly enjoy people who love their jobs.
And he loves his job.
I think locally, Candace King clearly is a weather person, a meteorologist who loves her job.
Yep.
Eric Sorensen, who used to be with Channel 13.
Sure, he's out in the Quad Cities now.
Right. There's something about meteorologists, they are just so into it that it's kind of fun to watch them do their jobs. And clearly, Tom Skilling was overwhelmed with emotion.
He was
watching the eclipse.
And going back to the first time that I met Tom, it was an event, and I forgot what it was. It was a fundraiser, and I believe it was for a senior organization and all that.
Yeah,
I'd just been introduced to him, spending a couple of minutes talking to him, and a woman who couldn't have been any younger than 90. Standing next to me, threw an elbow into me to shove me out of the way so she could go up and meet Tom Skilling. Apparently, she was looking at her own, lifespan, going, clock's ticking, and this young dude's got plenty of time to talk to, and put an elbow into me and pushed me, and then looked at me and went, sorry, and then went right up to talk to Tom.
But I can understand when you are overwhelmed by emotion.
Sure.
Such as how I feel being on this show.
Well, you and me both. You and me, for different reasons, I'm sure. So you know that you can leave here in a minute.
Robbie, everything I threw out there, you just take it in stride. Like, okay, Ken.
That's right. Well, I know you brought me the I Heart Seattle T-shirt. I'm willing to take anything. Good to see you.
Riley, as always, thank you for the time. Thank you for what WROK does for the community.
Glad to do it.